as you're working. And that's an important thing to remember. Now I'll do the, let's see, I'll do the little guy here. We don't have a whole big bunch of icing in here just because we've used a lot of it. But let's, you know, you spoon it in and then twist your bag and then you get it together and start to ice. And I want to make a nice, just a go around the outside. And as you're working, you twist and push. If your icing is thick or difficult to work with, the wet towel trick is a good one. Let's see, oh yes, his arms need a little, having a little difficulty here. Just let's form that over. His arms and his feet. Like that. And like that. Like that. Now, I'll put some eyes in there now, I think. And the eyes, I think I'll use. What color would I like to use for him? Big black ones. Nice. And a little nose. And smiling face. Oh, he's funny. Oh, and he needs, I know, he needs some buttons down the front. Pink ones, because that's what I seem to have a lot of. Ding. And ding. There. And that's that. Now that's fun, and that's something that kids like to help with. Raisins, I guess. Well, he's kind of colorless. I don't know. Maybe the next one will be prettier. I want to do the menorah. There are a couple of, let me put him away and do this because you can actually do some very nice things with the menorah. As you know, there's one major candelabra that holds 9 candlesticks, and the major one, let's put him at the bigger one in the middle there. And then we'll do 4 smaller ones. 1, 2, 3. I won't do both sides because we may not have time. 4, okay. And I want to stick some flames on there. Oh, come on. There's a flame, and there's a flame, and there's a flame. And there's one, and there. Now do the same thing on the other side. We did it with our pastry bag before we ran out of red food coloring. But I think you get the idea. That's how you do it. And I think maybe I'll just carry on doing this little fellow and make him a little brighter. But we have to take a break, so while I get a little creative with him, why don't you take a break and watch this, and we'll give you the recipe and the times and temperatures right after this. Here are the recipes for those cookies. The ginger cookies to make 4 dozen, 1/3 of a cup of butter, 1/3 cup brown sugar, well packed, 1 egg, 2/3 of a cup of molasses, 2 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour mixed with a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. teaspoon of ginger, and a teaspoon of ground cloves. And they bake for 8 to 10 minutes at 375. And there they are. They come out, sit on the rack, and then they get cooled. Now, here's the recipe for the royal icing that I used. A cup of icing sugar and 1 egg white and a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar. And that's mixed together. First you put in the egg white, then the cream of tartar, and whip that together and mix it, the sifted icing sugar until it's well absorbed. And then you put it in your piping bag and wrap it up. If it's stiff, ours was a little stiff, but it was still easy to work with. If it does get stiff, wrap your piping bag in a wet towel and let it soften up. Particularly when you're working with a lot of cookies over a long period of time. If you wrap that up and put it in the plastic bag, put your piping bag in a plastic bag, you can use it. We have decided that this person has a name of Hector. We think that this cookie, what do you think? Do you think that looks like Hector?
Yeah.
I think it looks like Hector. So we've decided that these are no longer called ginger cookies. These are called Hector cookies. Okay? Hi, Hector. Anyway, tomorrow we are going to have a very special treat for you, a real gift from the kitchen. Now, just clap your eyes on that. Isn't that beautiful? That was made by Jerry Anthony, who is one of our home economists, and who is going to change aprons tomorrow and come out and show us all how to do that. I've never had the courage to make a gingerbread house, but Jerry makes them all the time, and she not only has the courage, but she has the steady hand that made that one and will make another one for us tomorrow, so we're all really looking forward to that. I hope that you have all of the information about that. The cookie cutters you can buy just about anywhere, and I would suggest that you collect them. One of the nice things to do, as a matter of fact, when you give these as gifts, if you were going to give the gingerbread little Hector things here, little Hectors, you might also want to include the mold, the thing that you cut out that looked like the cookie. You could send them along a copy of that, or you could actually include in the package, in the basket with a nice big ribbon on it, the cookie cutter that you used for making those cookies. Well, I think that's just about everything that I had to tell you about. I hope you were able to copy the recipe. It's not available anywhere else. I hope that you'll remember the method. I think it's fairly simple. And I hope you'll be glued to your set tomorrow so you can watch Jerry make that, and then you'll be able to duplicate the gingerbread house that she's made, and you'll be able to make Hector cookies for Christmas for gifts. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.